Welcome. In this session, we are going to be looking at pie chart. To have a good understanding of pie chart, I would like to clarify a misconception that data analysts make. Most of the times, data analysts are comfortable with bar chart when they need to use pie chart and vice versa. But let me explain this. You see, a pie chart represents an entity, a complete entity. For example, if there are 100 students in a class, a pie chart represents the entire number, 100. So if 20 are part-time students and 80 are full-time students, the pie chart is going to have this, right? So we're going to have something like 20, just for illustration, and 80%. So that's how a pie chart works. But if we're looking at frequencies, let's say student attendance from Monday to Friday, we can't represent it on a pie chart. Rather, we represent on a bar chart because these are frequencies that on a particular day, 90 students were around, and then another day, maybe let's say 63 students were in attendance. So this is when you use a bar chart. So with this understanding, let's go ahead and bring in our data set. Today, our data set is a CSV file. So we are going to select as text. And we have what we call meal preferences. That's the data set. We're going to open and explore the data set. Let me give us a brief background of the data set. It's about the choices that participants made during a training. So over 100 participants were at the training, and they were asked, what do you prefer for breakfast? Some chose tea, others coffee, others pastries, juice, and the rest of them. The same thing was done for lunch and dinner. Now let's create a pie chart to depict any of these variables. So we select the new sheet, and we drag breakfast and drop in the row, and also the same thing in the column. But we are going to convert what we have in the column to count. That's where we're going to have the frequencies. So it shows a bar chart, but you can switch to a table just to see the frequencies. Now you can see that we have 24 cereals, 91 coffee, and we have different frequencies. Now, what I want us to notice here is that this does not represent percentages. So we have to calculate percentages. And for us to calculate percentages, what we need to do is to select this arrow here and go to quick calculation, then select percentage of total. That will give us our item as percentages. But typically, percentages are represented with one decimal place. To do that, we come to Format here and select Font. Then we have this field. We go down and select this. And then go here and select percentage. Reduce this to 1. And then we have our percentages in one decimal place. With this, we can easily select our pie chart here, and then we have it. Now you can see that it's very small, so we need to change the view. This is standard. We need to change it to entire view, which will give us a bigger visual. And also, very important is the size here, which can also be used to control how big the visual looks. So we click size, and then we can adjust it to something bigger, which is fine. Now the next thing is we need to insert the percentages in the visual. If we hide the panel here, we can see that cereal is the blue one and coffee not very presentable. To have a more presentable visual, it's best we insert the percentages on our chart area. And to do that, we simply drag this, click on Control, key on the keyboard, drag this and drop on the label. You can see we have the percentages. And then the next thing is to write the names of the categories. For us to do that, we simply drag breakfast, Control, drag breakfast, and drop on label as well. And then you can see. Now, the font size is somehow small. We can make the font size bigger by selecting the label here and changing the font size. Where we have font, we can actually change it to a bigger font so that it becomes more visible. Right, so with this, we are done. We can change the font color if we need to, or we can maintain the font color, and that's it. So this is how simple one can create a pie chart. Thanks for watching.